evening, everybody. Yeah, it's Tuesday. I had to just do a quick 20-minute video. I didn't want to be making this video, but I need to warn everyone and just give you an update on my Spitfire, really. Before we go into anything, I have got some people with me because they're also building the Spitfire, so they might find it useful. We've got Mark's Modz.
Oh, but yeah, good evening, everybody, on this sort of rare live stream. Yeah, I haven't got a clue what's happening, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yes, yeah. And then we got Geordie Dave.
Evening, everybody. Yeah, same as you, Mark. Looked interesting to see what's happening.
Mm.
Dave actually already knows, and then we got DS Models.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, well, I'm at the moment. I'm up to 92 with the Spitfire, and I'm a bit reluctant to go any further at the moment, and because obviously I like my models to work and everything, and I like all the bits ironed out on them and what have you, and any problems I want to know about them. So that's mostly the reason I'm here. I mean, yeah, I've been helping Horlicks and other people in the past with their build, and yeah, I'm quite interested to know. I actually know what it entails tonight, and I'll let Horlicks see to that. But yeah, forewarned is forearmed.
So yeah, I was saying to these guys earlier, like, I'll go into it in a minute and tell you. I'll give you some updates on what I have done and what I haven't done and what has happened. It was, you know what I'm like with these things, and I'm a bit upset about it because, well, one, everyone has got some sort of issue with their Spitfire, or will have probably. I know Dave Matt's got some issues. I was trying to help him earlier on Facebook, which is really bizarre. And you got World of Wayne who put his video out, and that was sad to see. It's a lot of money, and it's just one thing after another, it seems. And I just was going to say, yeah, you know what I'm like building. I'm quite particular. I like to make sure everything's right. If it's not right, I will sit here until it's right. I won't go to sleep until it's right. So for it to be treating me like this is just a bit overwhelming. I know everyone's having problems, but it's just, yeah. Anyway, let's go through the chat. Let's say hello to. I don't want it to be a rant tonight, really. It might turn into a bit of one, but no, I just need to share my experiences. But yeah, let's go through the chat and say hello to everyone, and then we'll get started.
Okay, so that's me. So we've got Gillian Mills says, evening, everyone. So evening, Gillian.
Hi, Gillian.
Hi, Gillian.
Well, Gillian.
And then we've got D. Harris saying, evening, Alex. Hope you're well. Evening, D.
Hi, D.
Hi, D.
And then we've got D. Harris saying, at Gillian Mill, good evening. And then we've got Gillian saying, good evening, D. And we've got a Yorkshire Crafter saying, evening, everybody. Evening,
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
And then we've got Warren James saying, hi, all. Hi, Warren.
Hi, Warren.
Hi, Warren.
And then we've got Dano's Universe. Hello, everyone. Hi, Dano.
Hi, Dano.
And then we've got D. Harris at Yorkshire Crafter, at Warren James, at Dano's Universe. Evening, all. And then we've got Warren James saying hi at D. Harris. Oh, hang on a minute. He's just jumped. And then we've got, Yorkshire Crafter saying evening at D. Harris. And then we've got Dave Matt Bill saying, good evening, everyone in chat, and a big good luck with your Spitfire Horlicks. I hope you really get it sorted. So, evening, Dave Mack.
Hi, Dave Mack.
Hi, Dave Matt.
Hi, Dave Mack.
And then we've got D. Harris saying, a good evening to Dave Matt Build. And we've got Crafty Chris saying, hello, everyone. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Christine.
Hello,
and then we've got Dave Matt Build saying, good evening to D. And then we've got D. Harris saying, evening, Mark, Geordie Dave, and Sir Dave. So, evening again, D.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, D.
And then we've got Dave Matt Bill saying, good evening at Gillian Mill, at Yorkshire Crafter, at Dano's Universe, at Warren James, at Crafty Chris, at Mark's Modz, at Geordie Day, and Sir Dave say.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave again.
Then we've got Yorkshire Crafter saying, evening at Dave Matt Builds. And then we've got Warren James saying, hi, Dave, Matt Builds. And then we've got Gillian Mills saying, good evening, Dave, Matt Builds. And then lastly, we've got D. Harris, ranting is Mark's forte. Depends if it involves eagle moss.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Okay, let me just get into it. So let's do the good stuff first.
So do you want to go solo camera?
Yeah.
Solo camera?
What I'm going to do is I'll change my... Ooh, here we go.
Oh, hello. Hello.
So I'm just going to bring over the Spitfire. Oh, let's be careful. So, as for the wheels, they are fixed. So, as you know, there's problems with these cables snapping. So what I've actually done, because I've had to strip all the top apart, I'm actually getting new issues because we had to glue some of these parts together. So they reissued me issue 93 up to 100, the whole shebang. Because obviously when you put the sides on and you've got the canopy and everything, that gets glued onto the pins on the frame. So to take it off, I had to rip it off. So I've got new parts coming. As for the fix for the wheel, obviously after the show, after we finished the build, the cable snapped. So it's far too tight, far too tight. So I went back and managed to find issue 100 from WH Smith's on Saturday morning, which you know what I'm like. And I knew I would get it free, but I couldn't wait. I just wanted this fix. So I went down, got another issue, put another cable in. It lasted 3 flights, snapped.
Yeah.
So last night I went to Hobbycraft and I found this, which is it's jeweler's wire from Hobbycraft, and it's basically the same wire that they've used in the model.
Yeah.
It's like 7 strands with like a PVC coating or something on it to make it smooth. Now it's a little bit thinner than the cable that was supplied, but it is really strong, and it's not really the strength of the cable that's the problem. It's the tightness of how much the motor pulls. So I've used 2 strands of this time. And then because I took the wings off and I've got replacements coming, I've repurposed the wire grips. You might just see it there that we used behind the wings.
Yeah.
So I've threaded the 2 wires through, tightened it right up, and I've also, maybe you can see it better this side, I've repurposed the spring as well.
Yeah.
So what happens is the landing gear comes up, pulls this tight, and then when it keeps going, it then just takes up the slack in the spring, just to stop it ripping. And so far, I've done a fair few test flights last night, on and off, as most of these guys know. So we were on a chat, and I was constantly putting it into a flight, and they're still solid. Nice and solid, and I'm happy with the result. Now, in doing this is the bad stuff. In doing that, this has been apart so many times. This string here decided to break. As you can see, I've got a red string. The tab, the crimp came off the end, and then this wire came out. I was like, for crying out loud. So this had to come out. I had to undo all this wiring here because that goes over the bracket. I had to take this bracket off underneath here.
Yeah.
Take the gear box off and then re-thread. And this is actually cross-stitch thread. So it's quite thick. And it was quite difficult to get it round behind the screw without it catching. But I've done it in the end. And this is now tight and it works. So all I've done is run the wire where it was, knotted it, and I've Mark suggested putting a tab of super glue on there So that's what I've done. So I've put a bit of super glue on the knot. That seems to be working. But that is not my issue at the moment. So I should have listened to Christine last night because I was playing around with it. I've lost faith in this, to be honest. And I was waiting for the wheels to snap again. And I got sort of happy about it. And then I put it back on its base, put it up in its place. And then let me come back here for a minute. I put it back on its base, and it lives up on the wardrobe. Got it up there, plugged it in, got ready for bed because by this point it was nearly midnight, I think, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah,
or 11:30 or whatever it was. I got into bed and thought, I'm just going to give it one more go with the lights dimmed because I wanted to see it all light up. Next minute, there's a crash, bang, wallop, and the lifters failed, both of them on the front, both of them at the same time. Now, that's really unlucky for me because in turn, I will come back here. Obviously, it was mid-flight. So you hit the deck, propeller spinning, rip the blades off, cause chaos. So here we have, I covered it up, no engine. I've had to rip the engine out. Half of it's fallen apart. I've had to glue loads of it. I'm not happy with it. There's glue everywhere now. But it was just all I could do. I can probably touch that up with some paint.
yeah,
I might get some oil, like oil wash or something.
yeah.
I literally had to rip this out because I couldn't remember how it went in. And it was glued here as well because it gets glued to the back. I had to cut these pipes off here because they go on the front. And this is the result of what happened, basically.
Yeah.
This is all loose now where it hit the deck because this was spinning pretty fast.
Yeah.
But for both lifters to fail at the same time was absolutely mental. And I had to jump up and quickly switch the power off because it was making all sorts of weird noises because I think it was trying to force something. Now, so this I didn't get to bed till 1:30 again last night. I thought this was just a big nightmare, like a dream. So I've had to unplug all this. Now the problem is I've tried to strip back what I can. Everything's been glued. So I've got bits hanging off everywhere. I've managed to get that bit off. As you can see over there, there's just bits everywhere on the base.
Yeah.
I've had to take these supports off, which were a nightmare. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get this back together properly. I might be able to, but it might be a case of me literally just dropping the engine in like that.
Yeah.
It's covered anyway with a cover.
Yeah.
I think that might be my only option, just to literally drop it in because I'm not too fussed about that. But obviously I had to get to the propeller blades because, as you know, I had to break all the glue off of all the stuff that goes around here because obviously you need to get, you can't see, obviously the screws are in the back.
Yeah.
So obviously this doesn't work now because it's imbalanced.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have it on there anyway. So that is my thing. So I ended up taking this apart. I'm not too bothered about that white glue. And that looks horrific. That is not my standard of work, but I'm just fed up with it now. It's got to a stage where I just don't care about it. And I've tried to ring them today, and all they say is send an email. I'll just fuck the email. Sorry for swearing, but you know what I mean. I just want to speak to someone, and I don't know what I want, to be honest. And you know what I'm like. I don't like giving up. So that's where we're at. So I'm waiting for issue 93 through to 100. This morning I've had to reissue. I had to reorder issue 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. They don't have issue 4 in stock. They don't know when they're getting it in, so it could be months. But luckily, I've just been looking at this tonight. The only reason I needed 4 was for this engine part here.
Oh, yeah, the little...
And actually, I've managed to salvage that.
Ah, right, okay.
So, I should be okay with that.
Okay.
And then the other bits that I couldn't salvage were these that are all on the back. These are all ripped off and all the pegs have come off. But luckily, these come in issue 5, which they do have stock of.
Yeah.
I've got all that on the way. So that it's made a running mess of that.
Yeah.
Because that's where it hit the deck. Obviously, where both the lifters failed, the whole thing just fell on its belly.
Yeah.
So, and I know why. So this is a caution for everyone who does have this model, because I don't want to be negative, but I genuinely think it's going to be a matter of time before everyone does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So just please, I mean, I don't want to panic anyone, but please be really careful. I don't even know how you're going to stop it, because if it's going to go, it's going to go. I mean, I think if only one of mine failed, I might have got away with it.
Mm-hmm.
But for both of them to fail at exactly the same time,
yeah,
that's like I nearly bought a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
So I will explain what happened. I fixed the lifters now, I hope. I have tested them since without the plane. Obviously, this is now, well, it's just going to have to sit here until I get all replacements. I'm going to have to rebuild the cone, the propellers, everything.
Yeah.
The motor. Luckily, I managed to get the plug out. It's quite tight, but it's just there.
Yeah.
So that's that. That's my sad news. So I was just horrified. As soon as I hit the deck, and this morning, I literally thought it was a bad dream. And I had a little week this morning because I was just so upset about the whole thing. I've spent so much care doing this, and for it just to do that.
Yeah, we're with you on that.
So I'm going to share my screen. So thank you for the issue, Dave. And actually, the only reason I was asking is because I was going to show you a video, because I fixed the lifters, but I've put it all back together, so I can't show you. So I was going to show you a video, but you sent that picture through, and it's absolutely perfect.
Okay.
So let me show you the issue.
Let's go full screen then. Oops. Oh, there we go.
So this is the same. Now, I haven't done the rear one yet, and I might do that one just as a precaution, but I'm not that bothered about the rear, because if the rear one fails, the plane's going to tip backwards, so it shouldn't damage the propellers.
No.
But this is issue 81, where we assemble the lifter. Most of you may remember this and what you have to do. So you put your clear tube in, all this gets screwed up, and you end up with something like that.
Yeah.
So imagine this. The plane's in flight. Now how this works is obviously the gears turn, and it moves this thread, and it lifts this up, this bottom bracket. It will lift it up, the thread.
Yeah.
Obviously in turn moves the rods up. So you'll see in there, you've got a brass threaded insert.
Yeah.
So what happens when this goes all the way to the top, and then that plastic gives out from that there, the whole rod drops to the floor, which is exactly what it did on both of them at the same time.
Go on, Bennett.
So this brass insert here is the wrong way round. Really, it should have like a recess, and then this should be flipped so that the weight is bearing on the recess on the top of that, rather than open like that.
Yeah, I get you.
yeah, that's going to
Yeah.
drop. So that's a
Yeah.
serious flaw.
Yeah.
So what's
Okay, yeah.
happened is, as you know, when the plane is in flight, and I've done quite a few test runs, it's
Yeah.
vibrating, shaking about. It's not the smoothest operation. I know mine's a little bit smoother than some, but I greased everything.
Yeah.
But it shakes. And I think, and the weight of the plane is basically resting on this bracket here.
Yes.
And it pushed that off of that brass insert and dropped to the floor.
Dropped it. Yeah.
And now when that happens, game over. You've smashed your propeller.
Yeah.
I only found this out last night because it happened to me, but it did both at the same time. Whether one dropped and then the bang and the shudder caused the other one to drop out.
Quite possibly.
So when I took all my lifters apart last night at 1 o'clock in the morning, because you know what I'm like,
Yeah.
these brass rods were up the top because obviously it was in flight.
Yeah.
And this was loose and at the bottom. So all I've done to fix this is put loads of super glue around the insert.
Yeah.
And pushed it back in. So I'm hoping now that glue is going to set and not make that fall out as easy.
Yeah, it'll hold it in, won't it?
I think all I'm trying to say is if you really want to be sure, you're going to have to take your lifters apart. It's not too much of a ball ache to do.
Yeah.
And just push on them, like take it apart and then push like pull on this rod and see if it comes out. If it comes out, it's like splines. You can just about see it's splines.
Yeah.
But it's not tight enough, and there's no adhesive in there at all. It's just a push fit.
Yeah.
And it just fell out.
So they definitely want gluing in then, don't they?
Yeah. So I've glued mine both in now, pushed it in and reassembled. I ran a test last night without the plane on, and they seemed to be back in operation. But when this happened, I know it was making a load of noise, but it could have. I don't know if I think it might have actually been from the propeller because it stopped dead and it was straining the motor.
Yeah.
The lifters died, no power at all, dead.
Yeah.
And that's because this dropped and this activated the kill switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Welder Wayne was saying one of his lifters died and it wouldn't operate. I reckon the same thing happened to him.
Yeah.
I reckon this fell out. It was in landing position anyway, so it probably wouldn't have dropped as much.
Yeah.
And then that activated the kill switch, which stopped it working. So when he swapped it out, because he said on his video he swapped it for the other side to see if it worked, and it was dead.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that would be his same issue.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
So because of those failing, it's ruined the front end of my Spitfire, and it was a mammoth job to even get this bit out.
Yeah.
So that's it's just that clean off there. It just landed. You can see where it landed. It just it's really sad. So obviously spinning at high speed, bang, and then it sheared that off.
Yeah.
So it's just one thing after another. So trying to fix one thing, then the flaps broke, and I fixed that, and then this happens.
Yeah.
So that is sort of my update. God, I said I didn't. Oh, it is. So it's 25 minutes. I was thinking I was on for an hour.
That's all right.
So unfortunately, that is the case I've got, and I can't do anything now until I get replacement parts. But that is a serious design flaw.
A serious fault, that one, isn't it?
Because they should have put the brass insert in from underneath, pushing against a recess, so the weight of it was bearing on it, not away from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Horlicks, this will be on its way to you tomorrow.
Oh, what's that? You got a spare?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
I've done a custom, so I'll post this. You don't have to pay anything to make for postage. I'll post this for you tomorrow. I've got a few things to post anyway, but I'll make sure that gets sent to your work address.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, I
So
totally
basically-
agree with Dave Mark Bills on here. Hachette should be giving you a totally new aircraft.
Well, I spoke to the guy this morning who I actually spoke to yesterday, and I was almost in tears on the phone to him. And he went, "You are?" I said, "No, not really." And I explained, and he went, "Oh, I spoke to you yesterday. I'm the one that's reissued all your other issues." I said, "Yeah, I thought I recognised you." And he said, "Look," he was really nice. He said, "I'm so sorry though, I can't really help you. We're just here to give you what you need. If anything's broken, we're here to replace them." I said, "It's not so much the replacements, it's the work involved getting that far back into the, that's issue 1.
Yeah, it is the propeller issue 1, which I actually have. I actually have that you can have. So,
pardon?
I actually have an issue 1 that you can have.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Thank you. You offered yesterday, but the thing is, I need the rest of the gubbins that goes with this because I think that's in issue 2. I'm going to need a new motor because all this feels weak now. It's wobbling. I think when it's there at such force, something's gone wrong with this.
Dawn's Transport on here says, sorry for butting in, Mark. I know you're doing the chat. Horlicks may be able to help you with the new propeller and motor. I have a few early parts. It's just sort of sad to see what happened to your Spitfire.
Well, I've got all the replacements I need coming from Hachette. The only one they don't have is issue 4. And that could be months and months. Like I asked her today, and she was. I rang again because I actually spoke to quite a rude lady. I was so polite on the phone, and she was just so rude that she was like, "Oh well," I said, "I need this issue. Is it going to come out automatically when you get it in stock?" "Oh no, you'll have to chase for it because we haven't got that type of system to be able to track people's orders." And I'm like, "Oh well, that's great customer service, isn't it?"
That's not good. Yeah.
So the only issue they haven't got is 4. Now, as I said, I'm not too worried. I don't think because it's got some detail there. Actually, I'm not sure if I need it. I don't know where the other bit's gone. Is it on the back of the engine? The only bit I need really is this bit. Which we build because that goes on the back of the propeller motor.
Yeah.
It goes on the top there, so to hide that, doesn't it, or however it fits? Can't remember now.
Yeah.
It goes like that, something like that. No, it doesn't. It goes like that. That fits on the back.
That's right. Yeah.
But I've managed to. There's a bit of plastic on there, but I think I've managed to salvage that the best I can. So I think I can reuse that. The tabs are still on there. This bit's half come off. I've managed to get that bit away from there with the pegs intact. So that'll go back on there. And I've managed to, a miracle, I've managed to get that out, which will go into the hole. So I think I should be able to salvage this part. But you won't see this much anyway.
No. Do you want to bring up the chat, Mark? Because he's getting quite a bit of it now.
So I'm just writing down reminders for myself. So D. Harris says, well, Hachette did get a bit of a ranting last Sunday, LOL. Yeah, gave him a bit of a rant. Dave McBill says, I think Hachette should give you a new complete build free of charge for all this.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
Crafty Chris says, so do I, Dave Mack. I agree. Dave Mack says, thank you, Chris. I'll read this out again. Terms Transport Photo says, hi all, Horlicks, I may be able to help you out with a new propeller and motor. I have a few early parts. So sad to see what's happened to your Spitfire.
Yeah.
And then D. Harris says, share this video to as many people and platforms as possible. That's a serious issue.
Yeah.
And then Crafty Chris says, we shouldn't be having to find our own fix for it. Hachette should be either finding the fix for these models or giving a full refund to people.
Yes.
And then Crafty Chris also says, everyone needs to be putting pressure on Hachette by email or phone.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you ring them, they'll just tell you to email. They give you the email address. But yeah, it's just. I mean, you know, Chris did say it's funny because she said last night, "Don't be playing with it because it'll break and you won't. If anything happens, you won't be able to sleep." And that's exactly what happened. Except this was catastrophic. I think I'd rather a broken landing gear than having to do all this again.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so sad because I've spent so much care and attention to it.
Yeah.
For this to happen. Now, as I was like trying to explain earlier, basically just a little demonstration. There's your lifter motor. There's your bearing in there. When that comes up, if that drops, that's what happens.
Yeah.
It should be the other way around, where it can't go. Putting pressure on that won't do anything.
Yeah.
I think that is a serious issue. And, you know, it's sad to say it, the vibrations and the movements, I reckon that could happen to quite a few people. And when it's in flight and that propeller's spinning round, you've got no way, because you can't even reach to catch it. I nearly did. I thought, no, I better not, because it's metal. I probably would have had my fingers off. But
yeah,
it's just, that's just how it is. So I'm gutted, absolutely gutted. I've got myself worked up about it. There's nothing. I've calmed down a bit. There's nothing I can do about this right now.
Horlicks, it just shows it can happen to even the people who treat their models nice and with detail and making sure everything is to the letter. It just proves how things can go catastrophically wrong with it. And I honestly think Hachette need to put their hands up in here and say, okay, we've made a massive mistake in distributing this model, and off people who have problems, offer them some sort of a compensation, because they might turn around and say we're only the distributor, but they've put their name to this model.
Yeah,
they have. We've paid Hachette for this model. They've probably paid less for the model to make a profit.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but Hachette need to put their hands up here and say, right, we've made a huge mistake, and offer some sort of compensation in regards to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some more chat coming.
Yeah, I'm on it. Tone Transport Photo says, sent Dave say a PM and a photo of the parts for Horlicks. Don't mind posting out to help.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, right. There's no urgency right now, but I may take that offer up if I have any issues, because they're obviously sending me replacements and I can't really do anything with it until I get the whole lot. So I'll wait for them to come through, and then if there's any problems, then I'll be in contact. Okay. Thank you so much for the offer. I mean, if it was a case of just needing that and I could rebuild what I've got, it would be ideal, but I'll get it done probably by the weekend. But the thing is, I've had to rip this engine out and everything round it.
Yeah.
I need the rest of the replacements to make it look half decent. It's never going to be the same. This is all going to be a bit of a bodge now, but it is what it is.
Dave McBill says mine was wobbling all over when I tested it, so I'll be looking at the razors and glue that brass part inside it before I continue to do more work on it.
Yeah. I think it's a good. I mean, it is a ball ache stripping them apart, but it's not too bad. It's just most of the screws are the same apart from two, I think, which are the ones for the switches. But I think what you can do is, I don't want you to damage your parts, but if you take your lifters apart, maybe you can unscrew this again, but I would manually screw this through and maybe just give it a tap from the other end, because then it will force that out, and just see how loose it is. If you can just knock it out with a little tap, then it's But mine had no adhesive on it or anything. It was just splines and pushed into plastic. So, you know, when that goes up, they both fell at the same time. I mean, I must be the unluckiest person on the earth last night for both of them to fall at the same time. I think if one failed, the plane would have gone like that and probably saved it. But because they both dropped, it went bang, hit the base. You can see the mark.
Yeah.
And that was it. Heart sank. Yeah.
Well, we can officially probably say that the Spitfire is the worst model out there on the market.
Yeah.
For problems.
And as I say, I think, you know, by watching Wayne's and him saying he had a dead lifter, I bet you 99%. Well, I think it was because actually I spoke to Wayne and I think he did confirm that brass part had come out.
Yeah.
Because I was chatting with him because I said, "Oh, I feel for you. I know exactly what you mean." And you know, I was having a little bit of a chat with him and told him what happened. And yeah, he said one of his brass bit had come out, so that's why his motor was dead because it was obviously hitting the switch and not moving. So, and then obviously it wouldn't activate the motor. So yeah, that's just a bit of a heads up. So yeah, if you're building it or want to check them, you know, don't put too much force in them because, you know, I don't want to be responsible if you're trying to get these out and breaking it. I mean, if they seem pretty firm, it could just be me or a couple. It might not be a massive thing for everyone, but looking at the design and how it works, now I understand how it works, that is stupid to have that like that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I've got another comment in. I love the channel name, Gorgonzola Cheese. Right. What a name that is.
Oh, yeah.
But it says, thanks for the headers up, Horlicks. I know it does not help your pain, but it's appreciated preventing it happening to me, as I have not tested anything as yet.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting channel name, Gorgonzola Cheese. Yeah, I wonder where you got that name from.
But no, I think, you know, the flaps and the thread, I mean, I could order a new issue and replace the thread as it should, and I might still do that later on if I get the rest of it working, but I've used that thread for now.
I'll send you this panel tomorrow so you can replace your panel where it's damaged it. Like I said, I've done a custom panel for mine, so I don't need it. Okay,
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think... and I've actually got plans because I've seen one of the guys on YouTube, on Facebook, and he's made a base this size. Don't know if you've seen it. Drilled another here.
Yeah.
Just a square base, and it sits quite nicely. So he's not really worried about this fall. Well, obviously he is, but because it's on this, if it falls, the propeller's not going to hit the floor.
Yeah.
This. So
yeah,
I'm actually... providing I can get this working and I'm happy, I might then revisit this and start messing around with the base because it's far too big. It flexes about everywhere and it's...
Well, at the end of the day, you can use that one that's been damaged as a template to get it sorted, and then one hand end you can just use as your final thing.
Yeah, that's a great idea. But yeah, the lifters seem to work now. What I did is, as I say, I ran it and I put my fingers on them and I put quite a lot of force on it while it was doing a flight, and it seemed to be okay. Now I've glued them. But obviously be careful not to get glue around the threads and stuff.
I'm just wondering if it's, the base bottom is pretty flexible. I wonder if that's causing it to flex and that's what's caused them to jump out.
Probably could be that. When you move it moves when the...
It's now making me think of getting a piece of wood to put in the bottom instead of using them 6 pieces. Especially, as I say, because they're 6 pieces and they could have flexed and it's caused that to freaking pop out.
Could have been. Well, it did it mid-flight, so it was working.
Yeah, as I say, so when the plane's flying and if that's flexing...
That's flexing. The rods move about and shake about, and it jars, and it was just enough to let go, and I just had so must be the most unluckiest person on the world on the earth last night for both of them to drop at exactly the same time.
It's now got me thinking about redesigning a base myself.
Yeah, me too.
But
So
I think
I want to know.
you know, I definitely think if you can, I would undo them. Just this, they're not that difficult to do. Disassemble it and just double check. Just pull on them and see if they're going to come out. Because if they drop in flight, then you're going to have the same issue as me. And I didn't want to do it, but I thought, well, I'm going to have to. So that's why I ended up ripping the engine out in the end, because it was the only way. I don't even know where I've put it now.
Right, D. Harris says, have you seen John Mansell's, that's John Builds Iconic Models, alteration to the base? If not, watch his video, far better.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will do. I'm thinking of doing something like that, but obviously once the plane is done, dusted, and happy it works, I can't concentrate on this as well. I've actually lost the engine. Oh, well, I placed it on the top. So yeah, it's a shame. So this is probably just going to be a drop in now. Yeah. And then at least I can pull it out again if anything ever happens.
Yeah.
Because I think it's too far to be putting it in properly. I don't even know how I'm going to put this together yet, because I've had to take these were glued on the side of the motor housing, these little these black things. The pegs have snapped, so I've got another issue coming, but that's where the green supports fit in.
I remember that,
So they fit in the side, so I'm going to have to try and glue that into place whilst getting them in, and it's going to be a nightmare to get this back together if I can. If I can't, these will be staying off. Engine cover to hide it.
Yeah.
Well, I can go through a quick schedule if you want.
Yes, please. Yeah, that's it for me. I'm going to let Chris get ready for a show tonight.
Yes. So
I'm going to go get my tea.
Tonight at 8 p.m, we've got Crafty Chris on Crafty Chris's channel. She's doing her Eddie Stobart issue 28, I believe. So please come and give Christine some support in tonight's issue. So that's 8 p.m. on Crafty Chris's channel. I do believe Horlicks will put the link in the description if you've not subscribed. And then tomorrow there's me, Horlicks, and Jack. We are going to be doing the last Arduino show tomorrow, which is remote control. Then Thursday there's Crafty Chris, there's Yorkshire Crafter, there's Horlicks doing the craft and quiz hour. That's at 7 p.m. And then Friday, what's happening Friday, Horlicks?
If I get the parts, would you be interested in rebuilding?
Yes, of course I would. I'll be there every step.
Yeah. So if I get parts, because I know Matt ordered and he was told 14 days for his remote and he's had them already. Yeah. So what day are we on? Wednesday? I don't think there'll be any chance actually.
We're on Tuesday.
Tuesday. If I get parts, then we'll maybe do an engine rebuild. If not, then it's free for whoever
wants. Or if not, if you don't get parts, Dave could go live on Friday night and you could go live on Saturday night if you get your parts.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, let's wait until I get some parts. And then...
Okay, so Saturday, if things go to plan, will be DS Models and Vintage at 8 p.m. doing his... probably Red Routemaster because he needs to get the pack done for Agora.
Yeah.
And then Sunday there'll be Sunday at 6 will be me on my channel. I'll be doing a channel update, and then to 8 p.m. will hopefully be Dano's Universe doing his Enterprise build, and then Monday 7 p.m. is Crafty Chris and Yorkshire Crafter again, and they will be doing the Disney Doll's House at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So D says yes for Friday, and then we've had quite a few links being put on there to different channels that were all I posted it and just realised Julie had done it. So yeah, there we go. Crafty Chris's channel link. So that's Crafty Chris. Come on board with her. And watch while she builds her Eddie Stobart. And we need to get her some more subscribers as well because, you know, it's, yeah. So, Horlicks says, great minds think alike at Yorkshire Crafter, and Yorkshire Crafter says, LOL.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
Sorry to be bad news, but it is what it is. I'm a lot better than I was, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. It's happened. I'm just going to have to try and fix it the best I can. But the good news is the landing gear works. So, yeah, thank you, Mark, for offering to send that panel. That's amazing.
That's fine.
I was thinking, well, it's going to be a bit of a battle scar, and I can't even turn it around because it's matte and got grease and all sorts on it. So,
that's fine. Anytime.
And thank you very much to Tones Transport Photos for the offer of the issue. As I say, I've got parts coming, so I don't want to put you out. So I'll wait for them to come because I'm going to need the rest of them anyway.
Yeah.
If there is any problem with them issues again, then I may ask. I'll get Dave to ask for them. But yeah, let's go from there. So thank you very much for watching. Just thought I'd give you an emergency heads up in case yours does the same because it's heartbreaking. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. Let's go to Mark's Modz first.
Okay. I've just got one last bit of chat to read out. So Dave Mac Build says I'll be there at 8 p.m. Thank you, Dave Mac. Oh,
thank you.
Other ones come in. D. Harris says, see you all soon. It's not bad news. It's a heads up, which people would appreciate. Very good there, D.
Yeah.
Very, very, very agree there. So it's a good goodbye from me. I'm utterly couldn't believe what Horlicks has just said, what happened to him, because I'm a bit worried about putting mine on the base now with everything that's happened. But it's a good night from me, and I'll catch you all later.
Lovely. Thanks, Mark. And Geordie Dave.
I'm gutted for you, Horlicks. I really am. But thanks for the heads up. Yep, I'll just say, yeah, you've got me just so gutted I don't know what to say. Yeah, right. Yeah, all the work you've done on that build, so yeah, I just hope you get it all sorted out at the end. And
it's not just me, I know a lot of good builders out there have also had problems. So, I know it's, and for Wayne to give up a build is just bad. But it's just how it does. I know exactly how he feels because I really had to control myself last night because I was just going to wrap it around my knee. I didn't. Thank God, because I probably would have regretted it today.
Honestly, if that had been me, it would have been out the window.
Yeah.
I would have been on the horse shed demanding me money back.
Yeah.
But I just hope people do get in touch with Hachette, send emails if they've got the problems. The more that go to them, the more they might end up giving another fix. And exactly. I honestly think they should be sending a whole new model out to Horlicks.
I do.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's. As I say, I did ring and express my disappointment. She just said, "Oh, email." I'll get a response from the email at some point.
Yeah,
they say. But
so, as I say, good night from me, and I'll catch you again on another stream.
Lovely, thank you, Dave. Thank you, and DS Models and Vintage.
And I'll say good night from me. And I feel as though that Horlicks is taking one for everyone at the moment because obviously he's, he's doing this live and he's doing it behind the scenes and everything. So I would appreciate it if you all give Horlicks a nice good thumbs up for tonight. And if you back him 100% in whatever he's doing, because obviously he's been in touch with Hachette over this, and the things you can do is to get in touch with Hachette as well, and you can say that there is this problem, or there's that problem, or there's the other problem. What are you going to do about it? And I personally think that Horlicks should be sent, a complete new model from issue 1 to 120, no problem, for what he's doing for the community. So anyway, with that, I'll wish you all a good night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting, and we'll see you in about half an hour's time.
Lovely. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'll just say goodbye. Thank you very much. So I don't want to cause any mass panic because, you know, I can see the flaw with that design, as I said, but it doesn't mean that everyone's going to have this problem, of course. But I don't know.
Oh, you might save some people's bacon because at the end of the day, if the Zero base is built the same as this base, then people can sort it out before things get damaged.
Yeah.
And all I will say is that it's going to be a lot easier to whip your lifters out and check them than have this happen and strip the whole plane down.
Yes.
So for the sake of taking that out to check, I think it's worth doing, in my opinion. But thank you very much for watching, and I will hopefully see you on another stream that's a bit more joyful. But yeah, thank you everyone, and see you on the next show.
Good night.
Night.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?